The evolution of superbikes from the 70s to today. It's over 50 years since the modern superbike was created. These are bikes optimized for road racing, with engines of 1,000 cc capacity or thereabouts. Aside from going really fast, they're designed as demonstrations of technical prowess, hoping to win not just races, but the hearts and minds of riders who want to catch a piece of high-speed magic. Let's take a ride through history and explore the evolution of superbikes. The birth of superbikes, 1970s. The 1970s marked the birth of the superbike era, a revolution that changed the motorcycle world forever. It all began with the Honda CB750 in 1969, often referred to as the world's first superbike. It featured an inline-4 engine producing around 68 horsepower, a front disc brake, a rarity at the time, and electric start. This bike was not only powerful and reliable, but also affordable, making high-performance motorcycles accessible to everyday riders. The CB750 quickly became a global success, setting new standards and sparking fierce competition among manufacturers. Just a few years later, Kawasaki responded with the Z1 in 1972, a 903 cubic centimeter air-cooled inline-4 producing 82 horsepower. It wasn't just fast, it was the fastest production motorcycle in the world at the time, capable of over 130 miles per hour. The Z1 was rugged, muscular, and an instant icon of Japanese engineering dominance. Meanwhile, over in Europe, Ducati introduced the 900 SS in 1975, a bike deeply rooted in racing heritage. With its air-cooled 90-degree V-twin engine and unique desmodromic valve system, the 900 SS was not just about speed. It was about style, sound, and precision handling. Ducati brought Italian flair and engineering finesse to the superbike conversation, appealing to purists and performance enthusiasts alike. These early superbikes were pure and untamed, minimal electronics, basic suspension, and raw engine character. Riders had to be fully engaged. Every twist of the throttle demanded respect. The 1970s laid the foundation for what superbikes would become. Machines that inspire thrill, demand skill, and ignite passion. The 1980s, the rise of racing technology. The 1980s marked a turning point for superbikes as racing technology began to make its way into production machines. Manufacturers started prioritizing weight reduction, handling, and aerodynamics, lessons learned on the racetrack. Enter the Suzuki GSXR 750, 1985, a bike that redefined the sport bike category. Inspired by endurance racers, it introduced the concept of a true race replica for the street. With a lightweight aluminum frame, oil-cooled inline-4 engine, and full fairing, the GSXR 750 weighed just 388 pounds dry and made around 100 horsepower. It became an instant hit with racers and enthusiasts alike. Honda responded with the RC30 VFR 750R in 1987, a homologation special built for World Superbike competition. It packed a 748 cubic centimeter V4 engine with gear-driven cams and titanium connecting rods, producing about 118 horsepower. The RC30's smooth power delivery, lightweight chassis, and single-sided swing arm made it a race winner and a collector's favorite. Yamaha's FZR 1000, released later in the decade, brought more innovation to the table. It introduced a 5-valve per cylinder engine for better breathing and top-end performance. The addition of the X-Up valve system, which adjusted exhaust back pressure electronically, gave it strong mid-range torque without sacrificing high rev speed. By the end of the 1980s, superbikes had evolved dramatically. Aluminum frames, liquid cooling, advanced brakes, and aerodynamic fairings had become standard. The stage was set for the horsepower wars of the 1990s. The 1990s, the power wars begin. In the 1990s, the superbike world entered a new era, one dominated by horsepower, speed, and razor-sharp performance. It was the beginning of the Power Wars. In 1992, Honda launched the CBR 900RR Fireblade, a bike that flipped the script on the leader class formula. Designed under the guidance of legendary engineer Tadao Baba, the Fireblade was built with one key philosophy: reduce weight, not just increase power. Weighing just 453 pounds wet and powered by an 893 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine producing around 124 horsepower. It was far lighter than its competitors and offered unmatched agility. It set a new standard for how a superbike should handle, focusing on power-to-weight ratio over outright engine size. Then came 1998, and with it, the arrival of a true game-changer, the Yamaha YZF-R1. Yamaha took a bold approach by redesigning the engine and gearbox layout to shorten the bike's wheelbase, improving handling without sacrificing stability. With 150 horsepower and a curb weight of around 435 pounds, the R1 delivered explosive performance and precise control, immediately earning its place at the top of the superbike food chain. It was aggressive, fast, and track-ready straight from the showroom. The 1990s weren't just about faster bikes. They were about changing philosophies. Lighter frames, better suspension, and evolving rider expectations forced manufacturers to think smarter, not just faster. And the result? A golden age of superbikes that set the benchmark for decades to come. The 2000s, electronic advancements. The 2000s ushered in a new era of technological sophistication in superbikes. This was the decade when electronic systems began to transform the riding experience. No longer were bikes only about brute force. Now they were about control, precision, and confidence. Kawasaki's ZX-10R, first released in 2004, quickly built a reputation for being one of the most aggressive superbikes in its class. With a 998 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine producing around 175 horsepower, the ZX-10R was a torque-heavy machine with sharp styling and a raw, no-nonsense riding experience. As newer versions rolled out later in the decade, Kawasaki began integrating rider aids like basic traction control and digital throttle management, reflecting the industry's shift toward enhanced electronic support. Meanwhile, Ducati made waves in 2007 with the 1098, a bold return to its iconic twin-cylinder roots. With a 1,099 cubic centimeter L twin engine producing 160 horsepower and over 90 pound-feet of torque, the 1098 combined Ducati's signature design and booming exhaust note with race-ready components like a dry clutch, Öhlins suspension, and Brembo brakes. The 1098 was also one of the early adopters of traction control in its high-spec versions, proving that electronics could complement performance rather than dilute it. But the real revolution came in 2009 with the launch of the BMW S1000RR. Initially developed for World Superbike competition, the S1000RR boasted a 999 cubic centimeter inline-4, producing a jaw-dropping 193 horsepower, and was packed with cutting-edge technology. It featured dynamic traction control, multiple riding modes, quick shifter, and even race ABS. Systems that had never been this refined or integrated in a production superbike before. Its performance, ease of use, and relative affordability made it a game-changer that forced every other manufacturer to catch up. By the end of the 2000s, it was clear electronics weren't just add-ons. They were essential tools for enhancing safety, performance, and the riding experience itself. This era laid the groundwork for the intelligent superbikes of the future. The 2010s to today, the age of intelligence. In the 2010s, superbikes entered a new realm, one where artificial intelligence, aerodynamics, and digital precision merged with raw power to create machines of unmatched sophistication. Yamaha's R1M, launched in 2015, was a landmark in superbike evolution. It wasn't just a motorcycle, it was a MotoGP prototype for the road. Inspired directly by Yamaha's YZR-M1 race bike, the R1M featured a 6-axis inertial measurement unit, allowing for lean, angle-sensitive traction control, wheelie control, launch control, and slide control. It also came with Öhlins electronic racing suspension that automatically adjusted damping in real time based on rider input and road conditions. Every element was built for feedback, accuracy, and lap time shaving confidence. Ducati's Panigale 5.4, introduced in 2018, was a seismic shift in Ducati's legacy. Departing from their traditional L-twin layout, the Panigale 5.4 adopted a 1,103 cubic centimeter Desmosedici Stradale 5.4 engine inspired by their MotoGP platform. With 214 horsepower and a spine-tingling exhaust note, it combined brute force with sublime balance. But the magic was in the electronics. Cornering ABS, wheelie and slide control, engine braking control, and a TFT dash interface that looked like something out of a fighter jet. This was Ducati's message to the world. They weren't just about passion and design. They were now leading in tech. Then came the Kawasaki Ninja H2R, unleashed in 2015. It wasn't designed to play by any conventional rules. With a supercharged 998 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine producing over 300 horsepower, the H2R was the fastest, most powerful production motorcycle ever built. It featured carbon fiber wings, aerospace-grade materials, and a level of engineering typically reserved for jet propulsion, meant strictly for closed-course use. It symbolized Kawasaki's engineering prowess and ambition to rewrite physics. The age of intelligence isn't just about speed. It's about control, confidence, and redefining what it means to ride at the edge of physics. The future of superbikes. So, what's next? Electric superbikes like the Energica Ego and Damon Hypersport are proving that performance and sustainability can go hand in hand. As we step into the future, one thing remains certain: superbikes will continue to evolve, pushing the boundaries of speed, technology, and excitement. Which era of superbikes is your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of motorcycles.